kick off with a sky ball. But there it is. Alison says, we have no worries with your fancy flair. We will play our powerhouse beach volleyball. And an impressive start for the favourites here.
Yeah, that sky ball is something unique that you don't see. Not many players break it out, if any. And as effective as Carambula does it, it's a different look for Brazil. It'll be interesting how they adjust. A beautiful dig by Bruno, and then Bruno is going to be dug by Carambula, and Carambula will get the corner shot, but this will be a different look for the Brazilians, and they're going to have to make that adjustment. You mentioned it, Nick. They took down Emmanuel and Ricardo 21-12 and 21-13. I mean, a ridiculous beatdown there, and then ended up taking down Ivandro and Pedro. Those teams, powerful teams. This team, a little bit more creative, so the Brazilians going to have to make adjustments early on to be effective.
Again, look at the power, look at the speed of the arm movement from Alison.
If you look at this match on paper, the number 3 seeds versus the number 29 seed, and remember the Italians had to qualify. They had to play a couple matches just to get into the main draw. So they may be a little tired. A stuff block, and chalk up the first block for Alison. He can catch fire here and there. He blocks it directly off of Carambula's shoulder. And that is one thing that Carambula is going to have to deal with, the effectiveness of the Alison block.
Alison with service. Serves it to Carambula. Ranghieri just keeps the ball up. Alison now sets for Bruno Schmidt. And Brazil take a 4-1 lead.
Nice put away right there by Bruno, and Ranghieri looking to the referee. One thing Ranghieri's going to have to do is focus on the match at hand, not get distracted. And as a blocker, I'd like to see him press over the net a little more. As Adrian Carambula, deceptive in his shot making. That's probably his best skill, how deceptive he is. He's not the power player who's going to go up and thunder the ball, but look at it. He almost looks like he's swinging angle, and it goes off the side of the arm.
Lovely spin on the ball. Here's the sky ball serve. The crowd so enjoy. Oh, and Alison doesn't know how to deal with it. Ranghieri with a tip ball. Well saved by Bruno Schmidt. Can the Brazilian finish it? Oh, what a shame for the Italians.
Well, that's a problem right there with the Italian. Adrian Carambula makes a great play. He gets, look at the size and the height of this sky ball. It's difficult for anybody. Alison tries to pass it. It comes over the net, and Ranghieri wasn't even ready for it, and so the Italians could not set up and capitalize, so it's a waste.
Bruno Schmidt serves Ranghieri. Carambula sets his teammate. Good shot from Ranghieri. Ranghieri needs to change up again. It's a slow start for the Italian number 1. A huge amount of pressure and expectation on the tall Italian if he's to keep them in this match, because the Brazilians have come out firing on all cylinders.
Well, the challenge for Ranghieri is that Carambula plays so creatively that if you get stuck in it, you kind of lose some focus. He has to keep his focus and play his game, and he's a huge player. He's got to block a lot of balls. Remember, Ranghieri, 6'6", and he jumps just so high at the net, but sometimes he gets too high and doesn't press over the net enough, and therefore gets used as a blocker.
Takes it on the second ball. Good shot from Ranghieri. These two have already met once this season in pool play in the Moscow Grand Slam day, and the Brazilians beat the Italians, but 33-31, 23-21, just under an hour's worth of play. So it shows that the Italians have no fear of the newly crowned world champions. Another very tricky sky ball. I love it. Ranghieri sets for Carambula. Off the fingertips of Alison. And it's out.
Great defense by Adrian Carambula in the back court, but unable to put the ball away. That's half the battle, putting the ball away once you dig it, and then he gets another great dig, but that one flies just out of bounds. You see Alison kind of walking the tightrope and watching it go out of bounds.
Oh, right down the middle. Husband and wife left to argue over who should have taken it. That takes the Brazilians 4 points clear of the Italians. Great service from Bruno Schmidt.
I really enjoy watching Bruno play because he's real kind of quiet, goes about his business, and Alison usually gets most of the attention, but it's Bruno, great defense, that puts Brazil in a wonderful position, and he exhibits it right there. That's why he's the 2013 and 2014 Defensive Player of the Year, voted by his peers on the FIVB Tour.
Well, the Brazilians is another one of those new pairings that came together in 2014. Both of Alison and Bruno have played with different Brazilian players. Of course, Alison, an Olympic silver medalist, Dave, from London 2012, but again with another partner. Who is it that decides and causes the shake-up in each of the years? Right, we're going to put you with you, you're with Ricardo, you're with Alison. They've changed the teams around, but they seem to have made a very smart decision coming into this 2015 season.
Well, usually it's up to the players. You know, a couple of years ago, the Brazilian Federation tried to enforce what partnerships would happen, but it doesn't work like that. Beach volleyball is a very individualistic sport. The players need to be in control, and more importantly, the players have to enjoy and like who they're playing with if they're going to be a successful team. So this is up to the players to make that decision, and Bruno and Alison believe that this is the best duo to put together. You have a full-time blocker, you have a full-time defender, maybe one of the best blockers in the world, and voted by his peers the best defender in the world in Bruno. So you have this really strong combination, but to your point, Alison learned a lot playing with Emmanuel when he won that silver medal in London.
The heat's on the Italians here. They'll need more than the love hug to keep themselves out of trouble. Oh, and that's a little frustrating for Adrian Carambula, pushing the ball out of play here. So close, no touch from Alison, and it's the wrong side of the line.
That's the big challenge, like I said. Carambula, not a big, powerful player. He's going to have to get really crafty at the net to try to get around Alison. The problem with Alison is he makes you, if you're going to shoot, you're going to have to shoot the ball so high, and then how are you going to get it by Bruno in the backcourt?
Bruno Schmidt it is with service. Good call by the Italians. Ball is out, side out for Italy, trailing Brazil by 5. Here's Ranghieri, Alex Ranghieri, 28 years of age, out of Rome in Italy. Loving his new partner, Adrian Carambula. Good service from Ranghieri, causing problems for the Brazilians. But Alison soon turns the table. This is why they call him the Terminator. He kills so many shots.
Well, the great and special thing about that was the set came from 25 feet off the net. They didn't pass the ball well, but look how they get out of trouble. That's what makes them so great, and that's what makes them world champions.
Ranghieri trying for the second ball contact, not successful. This time reads it beautifully. And that's what the Italians need more of. Creativity, patience, timing, all of the above, because they will need it in spades to get the better of the Brazilians here.
Yeah, most importantly, what they need is consistency. Keeping that ball in and eliminating these unforced errors. Here's another sky ball by Carambula.
Bruno Schmidt on the attack. Oh, Carambula thought he'd got that covered. 12-6.
Hey, looked like he was there. It just, he couldn't execute once he got there. So many components going into making a great defensive play. Not only do you have to make that initial move, but you have to get to the spot, get in position, and then control the ball.
It's a good service from this from Bruno Schmidt. That's out. Side out for the Italians.
Italians trailing by 5 right now, and it's not really where you want to be against this great Brazilian duo, but no one has had an answer against Brazil this weekend.
Here's Ranghieri with service. Float serve to Alison. Bruno Schmidt sets his partner.
Wow.
I didn't even see that one.
Yeah, he snapped that ball down so quick. He's got a great arm swing when he gets up, and that ball is nice and outside for him on the left side. He's quick, he's powerful, he sees the court, and he's learned patience over the years. Net violation right there by Alison as the technical timeout commences here. The Brazilians are up 13-8. Not exactly where the Italians wanted to find themselves. Down by 5 at the technical timeout, but looks like business as usual for the Brazilians. No real need for communication right here. Just taking a little rest, cleaning off the glasses, having a sip of water, and going about their business. There's the GSTAAD Castle Hotel. Is that where you stay?
Every time. Of course, Dane, every time.
I knew they had you at the upgraded hotel.
Dane, I want to chat a little bit about how a beach volleyball player keeps the momentum going. These guys are coming fresh off the back of the World Championships, for many the biggest event of the season. But of course, there's valuable points at these major series events as well as big checks, $57,000 to the winner. Does the beach volleyball star expect to keep the momentum and the form going for a whole season, or have these Brazilians just peaked at the right time of the tour?
Well, you want to be peaking in the World Championship, and that's exactly what Alison and Bruno did. I think that was kind of their coming out party, because they had won last year in Klagenfurt. Then they'd struggled up and down. They got a 17th in there. They're finishing around 9th, and now everyone thought that this team has a lot of potential. Everyone thought that this could be the front runner for the Brazilian contingent, and they haven't performed until last week when they won the World Championship. I think they're going to use that tournament to continue the momentum and continue to get better, and I would have to say they are the favorites here to wrap it up in GSTAAD.
You've got to love this skyball service from Carambula. Oh, look at that. Bruno Schmidt only just being able to get there. Oh, but he needs the backup from Ranghieri up the net.
There's the height, Ranghieri. He's going up high. His elbows are over the net. It looks great, but it's a tool block. If you're a shorter player, you go for the elbows. He needs to press over instead of going up high.
Bruno Schmidt with service for Brazil. Carambula sets it up for Ranghieri to just poke the ball over. Well spotted by Bruno Schmidt. Can he now finish it for Brazil? Yes, he can. Oh, this is looking like almost a whitewash here for the Brazilians. 15-8 now. I'm not sure whether Italy have the answers in this first set.
Yeah, I don't know that they do either. Bruno hovering in the backcourt, making great defensive plays, and then finishing it off with a nice roll shot.
Serving Carambula this time on the second ball. Nice play from Ranghieri. Right down the middle of the shot as well.
Nice creativity, catching the Brazilians off guard by going over on the second contact. And nice play by Ranghieri. We need to see more out of him like that, taking the pressure off of the offensive attack of Carambula.
Here's Ranghieri with service. Alison sets it up for Bruno Schmidt. Oh, it's off the fingertips again of Ranghieri. He's yet to find his blocking form in this match, the Italian.
The Italians have struggled. Look at how precise Bruno is. And remember, Bruno is just 6'1". He's got to go up high, and there.
Oh, confusion.
Real confusion right there. Ranghieri looked like he may have tried to reach over out of his area and take that. That's for sure Adrian's ball, unless they're communicating. There'll be no love hug after that.
Oh, that's cruel. 18-9 to Brazil. Alison puts his hand up in the air. That was not meant to fall that way. He knows that that was a lucky point, but it also gives the Brazilians a huge advantage in this first set. Oh, almost the same mistake from Ranghieri. Well, fortunately for the Italian, he gets himself out of trouble. But Carambula and Ranghieri need to communicate better here.
Well, I think what's happening is Ranghieri is trying to relieve some of the pressure and take the middle ball from Adrian. If it's in the middle, he takes it, but he's bleeding over into Adrian's spot, and that's where the confusion starts to come in.
Another wonderful skyball service here. It's right on target. Here's the set for Bruno Schmidt. Good receive from Carambula. Carambula puts one down.
Clips the top of the net and goes out of bounds. He trying to avoid the block of Alison, and you have to be precise and you have to be accurate. And when that ball clips the net, it ends up rolling out of bounds.
This service to give the Brazilians set ball. It's been an effective shot, that. Taking it on the second ball, Ranghieri.
He's got to be careful, though. It was effective those last 2 times we've seen him do it, but believe me, Bruno is taking note in the backcourt, and he's going to be well aware of that on the second contact.
Couldn't agree with you more, Dane. Here is Ranghieri with service, trying to keep Italy in this first set. It's a good serve to Bruno Schmidt, and this time Alison serves the Italians a little bit of their own medicine, taking the ball on the second contact to give Brazil set point.
Scary play there by Alison, really bringing it.
Into the net, side out for the Italians. Alison shakes his head.
Yeah, it's all academic from here. Just one side out, and the Brazilians be looking good with this first set.
That's out. There's another point back for the Italians. I agree with Dane. Only a matter of time before Brazil wrap it up. But there's another skyball serve from Adrian Carambula that has the Brazilians out of position, and Bruno Schmidt just puts that shot way too deep. Spin on the ball, so difficult to contain. And there it is, 21-13. The first set goes to the newly crowned 2015 world champions, Alison and Bruno Schmidt.
They played really well from start to finish in that first set. Put too much pressure on the Italians. They served the ball better. They were composed on the side out. The skyball put them a bit out of sorts at times, but they didn't panic at all. They just took a deep breath and continued on. And it was the Italians that were very erratic, couldn't convert on defense. And that's why you see this huge difference in scoring here, 21-13 in the books. Brazilian is taking this first set.
I think you made a very valid point there, Dane. I think that the Italians, whilst the skyball isn't effective, it goes to show that it's not just about the serve. You have to have all of the facets of the game in place and in order, and they have to be working at 100% when you're up against the world champions and an Olympic silver medalist with Alison. Ranghieri must block better at the net. Carambula's got to be better in defence, and the power play of Alison. I'm not sure there's anybody in this competition, never mind on the court today, that can stop that power spike from the Brazilian.
He's got a really big hit, and it's been really effective. It's intimidating, it's aggressive, it's hard to stop, and these tricks and creativity for Italy have beaten lesser teams, but I don't know that it can work against these Brazilians. They're just so solid, and it seems like they're riding so high after that win in the World Championships a week ago in the Netherlands.
That's a good point you make, Dane. They really are brimming with confidence here. Serves it right down the middle. Ranghieri comes into the space of Carambula, but he lets him in this time. But again, the error from Ranghieri allows Brazil to put the first point on the board in this second set, having comfortably taken the first at 21-13.
Well, you see where Bruno's serving that ball right down the middle. He's trying to force the issue. It looks like Alison will be blocking angles on both players.
Carambula receives, and Carambula now attacks.
Oh, really good defensive set. Remember, Alison blocking angle. He funneled it down the line. Bruno is waiting, but he can't execute the dig. So chalk up a kill for Adrian Carambula.
Listen to the cheer from the crowd for the sky serve. Bruno Schmidt, well, receives it well. Now he attacks, and Ranghieri finally gets his block to work here.
Oh my goodness. goodness.
All the work was done, all the skills from Italy, only to make such a simple error, and now they're arguing with each other.
Well, that's Ranghieri's ball. I know that Ranghieri is trying to take the middle ball to relieve some pressure from Adrian Carambula. This is a free ball situation. Ranghieri has to want to pass that ball so he can be the offensive player. There it is. He gives up. I don't know why he would expect Adrian Carambula to pass that ball. That's Ranghieri's ball. He's the more proficient offensive attacker. He should pass it and be more aggressive. That's what he has to adjust. So Brazil getting a point on a free ball.
That must have... Oh, and it really has knocked them out of kilter here. The flow, the momentum of the Italian game seems to be dispersing at a rapid rate here. Again, Brazil are on the march at 4-1. They've got to regain their composure here, Italy. That's a little more like it. The crowd are definitely on their side. They've got all the support they need. They've just got to find the play.
Well, Ranghieri is one of those guys. He's a physical specimen, in great shape. He's a prototypical player in his height at 6'6", but he has to focus on consistency and the mental side of the game if he is going to get in that upper echelon. Once again, he is used as a tool up there at the block. Bruno going high, hands, using it out of bounds. He needs to get some blocks. If Italy's going to get back into this game, Carambula's going to have to make some defensive plays, but more importantly, Ranghieri, who's a great blocker, is going to have to get some blocks. Right now, 0 blocks for Ranghieri.
Here's Bruno Schmidt with service for Brazil, 3 points clear of Italy and 1 set to love up.
Oh, that
an
falls
ace.
in.
Right down the line from Bruno Schmidt.
Well, I got 4 aces chalked up for the Brazilians. This is perfect. Line to line, we call that. You start on the line, you serve it down the line. Ranghieri decides to let it go, and that ends up being a mistake.
Carambula sets up for Ranghieri here. And Alison furious with himself for that net touch. Second time he's done it in this match. I don't think he needs to worry too much, though. Such is the perfection of this man.
Well, that's the thing. When you make silly errors like that where your defender is there, he makes the dig, and you ruined it because of a net violation. There's the sky ball, the first error we've seen on the sky ball. And I'll tell you what, as difficult it is to execute that sky ball, Adrian Carambula is so effective at it because he doesn't make a lot of errors. That's the impressive thing, to hit that ball at that trajectory and that height, and the accuracy so difficult.
Another great dig from Bruno Schmidt, and backs it up with a lovely attacking shot. And once again, the Brazilians are starting to walk away with this second set in a similar style and fashion to the first.
Just beautiful defense by Bruno. And then not only does he scoop it up in the backcourt, but then he chops it down on offense.
Good play from Italy.
Brazilians did not like that set. The back set kind of came out a little strange, and there, finally a little love between the Italians. When things are going well, we see the love hug very often in between plays. We haven't seen it really at all here this afternoon, but hopefully they get it back, get things working, and give these Brazilians a bit of a run.
Here's Ranghieri with service.
Ooh. Perfect location, but just too long. Looked like he had the Brazilians frozen, looking at one another, but the serve just out of bounds.
Hasn't had a lot of luck in this match, Ranghieri, but it's about skill, not luck, that wins major series titles. Here's Bruno Schmidt. Oh, a lot of topspin on that serve. Carambula now on the attack. Lovely little tip ball. Almost there, wasn't he, Bruno Schmidt?
Yeah, Bruno knows he needs to make that play. He was in position. He tried a little back flipper move with the right hand, and 9 out of 10 times he will control that. That time it goes backwards, but a really solid deceptive shot by Adrian Carambula. He's a very hard offensive player to read which direction he's going to go.
Here comes a sky ball.
Wow. That one was up there.
Oh, off the fingertips again of Ranghieri at the net. He's not had the blocking game he was hoping for in this semi-final, the Italian.
Yeah, for them to get a win in a set, I think Ranghieri needs around 3 stuff blocks for sure at the net. He's yet to get his first block of the match.
Oh, that's a good second ball shot from Ranghieri.
Ranghieri with the tip right there. Going on 2, I really like that offense if the ball is passed to that nice position.
Ranghieri serves it as short as he possibly can to Alison, and forces Bruno Schmidt to take on the second ball. It doesn't work for the Brazilians. Another valuable point on the board for the Italians.
Brazil needs to be careful not to get cute, not to get out of their game. Keep playing consistent. That's what's got them to this point thus far.
Starting to find a little confidence now, Ranghieri. Alison sets it up for Bruno Schmidt. Ranghieri finally gets that block.
That's exactly what Ranghieri needs, a stuff block, and he finally gets it. So things starting to go the way. Look at he's up and he presses over. He knows it's going to be a shot, so he delays his jump. Great play by Alex Ranghieri. Can they keep it up?
Well, this is a 3-point service run from Ranghieri. This time he goes on the float serve to Alison. Here's the big man on the attack. Oh, the man they call the Terminator's also got a little bit of finesse as well. Just pokes that over the hands of Ranghieri. Smart move from Alison.
Well, he knows better than to try to power it straight through Ranghieri. And Ranghieri coming off a block, sometimes that gives him momentum, so he takes it out of the picture, Alison, with a shot.
Bruno Schmidt serves Ranghieri. Carambula sets his teammate. Ranghieri puts another one down. Playing better here, the Italians. A little more momentum and style to this second set.
Good hit. Ranghieri challenging Alison, and then a little stare down through the net. I don't know if you want to be given stare downs through the net when you're losing in the second set and you've already lost the first set. Better focus on your game and get a few more blocks.
12-9, timeout called.
Good little poke shot right there. Alison showing that finesse. Such good chemistry, it seems, between Bruno and Alison.
Dane, let's talk a little bit about Carambula. Originally from Uruguay, he's played on the AVP Tour in the United States of America. Somewhere in his relationships and down the family tree, he found an auntie from Italy. Spotted by his teammate Ranghieri playing in Rome. They're one of the newest duos on the tour. But when it works really well. But that lack of experience playing together, we can often see.
Yeah, right now they're trying to communicate, trying to get something going right now. So it's good that they're communicating and not talking to one another. But you're right. Carambula has Italian roots. He's always been an Italian citizen as well as a Uruguay citizen. Never was an American. He just lived there for a long time and played on the AVP Tour as well, but saw this opportunity to play with Ranghieri and play as an Italian, and I believe he has a much better chance of making the Olympics as an Italian player rather than an American, because there's so many American players, and he's proven that he belongs out here. Look at that shot to the corner. We saw how effective that he was in Porridge just a few weeks ago when they finished bronze medal on the podium. I mean, he belongs. It's a matter of these guys getting over the hump and not having to qualify every week. They had to qualify this week, play a few extra matches, and that takes a lot out of you.
They have come the long way round. That's a lovely serve from Ranghieri. Here's Alison now. Oh, again, so rarely does he miss those. Boom, bang, down. He belts that ball.
Now, what I do like about Carambula and Ranghieri is that they bring some really great personality, especially Carambula, to the tour. They're not robotic. They're very creative. They have fun. You know, you got the love hug. You got the sky ball. And look at that angle right there by Ranghieri, and he's trying to get himself into this match here. Another kind of stare down across the net. He's trying to get him, work himself into the match, get some momentum going, but look at this angle hit. It's sharp. Even Bruno is in the angle, but not sharp enough.
They love the needle, the Italians. It really does make for the entertainment factor, but they need more points on the board. Here's Alison on the attack for Brazil. Poke ball. Oh, Carambula cannot get there. And again, there's another example of this team not playing that long together. This is their first full season as a duo, and a little misunderstanding from the Italians here.
I do believe there is good chemistry, and I do like the matchup between these two.
Oh, what a great save there from Bruno Schmidt. Oh, and Ranghieri makes an error.
Just out of bounds. Looked like he had the entire court to go to, but the ball dropped just a second. And that was enough for the error as it dribbles off the net and just out of bounds. He looks at his hands. Mishit it.
Alison. Oh, and again, Ranghieri's attack is too deep. And that allows the Brazilians once again to draw clear. It's only their fourth tournament together on the FIVB World Tour. This talented Italian duo coming up against the world champions here in the semi-finals. Maybe just a little too much of an ask for this exciting new team.
You got to pick your spots if you're Ranghieri on when to go over on two, and you can't really force it. You got to, you know, pick your spots. Bruno's starting to hone in on that over on two. It looked like he was on that last one as it floated out of bounds. But they need to make these adjustments on both Bruno and Alison. I think their biggest problem is offensively. When they receive the serve and have to put it away, that's where they're running into problems. It seems like Bruno's all over the court. Alison's block is strong, and it's accounted for just too many points for the Brazilians.
The Brazilians have won the first set very quickly and quite easily at 21-13. The Italians have to win the second to stay in the match and take it to a third set. And I would say this is their last chance to try and make their mark. Alison with service, serves Ranghieri. Carambula sets his teammate, and at the block is Alison. Stuffs the ball down to the sand, and the Brazilians march on.
Second block for big Alison. Look at him get over, press over the net. So 4 aces, 2 blocks for the Brazilians. That's been a huge difference. And now with a nice, comfortable 6-point lead, the damage has been done. The Brazilians just need to receive serve and score 4 more points, and they will be looking at yet another final.
Good shot from Ranghieri. Trailing by 5 now, the Italians. This is a test of their composure, a test of their commitment. Can they dig deep here, the Italians, and try and salvage the second set? They're trailing by 5. Ranghieri with service.
The Italians haven't necessarily played poorly. It's just the Brazilians are so stingy and never give up points.
There's another example.
You almost have to really risk it excuse me, when you are serving them. If it's an easy pass, it's just too simple.
Here's Bruno Schmidt to serve.
Oh man, line-to-line serve just mesmerizes Carambula. He can't pass it accurately, and the overpass is just eaten up by big Alison.
The grunt is frightening, the speed of the ball equally as scary. And it looks like this second set is nearly done. Oh, look at the spin that Carambula puts on that shot. But 20-12, Brazil now with match point. And a most impressive 2-0 victory here in the semi-final number 2. And I'm sure the Latvians that will be going up against them have been watching this semi-final very carefully indeed. Will be scratching their heads as well. Carambula. Oh, look at this. The self-confidence is just at an all-time high from Alison and Bruno Schmidt. 21-13 in the first set, 21-12 in the second. The newly crowned world champions march on with an emphatic victory in the semi-finals to the finale here in GSTAAD, Switzerland, to meet Latvia and go up against Samoilovs and Schmedins. Another impressive performance from the Brazilians of power play beach volleyball.
And what a way to end it. Maybe their best transition here. Look at this beautiful dig, one-handed by Bruno, and then the set by Alison is perfect. Note block at the net, and Bruno feeling it, letting out that emotion. But that's why he is the defending best defensive player on the FIVB Tour. He gets up, puts that ball away at only 6 feet 1 inch. They got momentum right now. They're fired up, and the world champions are looking to repeat a second weekend in a row. And there you see the final scores. I'd have to call that an absolute beatdown. 21-13, 21-12. They didn't fall for any of the creativity or the antics, but the Italians, nothing to be angry about. They played well. The Brazilians just didn't allow them to get any points. So for the Italians, they'll have to refocus and now focus on the Netherlands, who they'll meet in the bronze medal.
Let's go down to the centre court with Julius Brink, who's chatting to the victorious Brazilian team.
Bruno, I mean, I just saw you bouncing that last ball. Is no world championship hangover by you?
You know what, is one of the most difficult guys to play against. The Carambula, you can see by the serve, it's so hard, especially with this wind. And he's such a different guy, you know. He showed his body like this, but he made it both on the other side, so it's too hard. In the end, I got pretty lucky in the last ball. Unfortunately, we could finish in that way. It's so exciting to start this final.
So I saw you winning the world champs, and you had a good trip over here. So it seems like you're gonna make it to your first major series win, right?
I would love. You know what? I would love. I bring my family with me, my team, so they are supporting us a lot. I think this is the most special part. You know what? We try to raise our level. This is the most important also because we are in the middle of the season, and it's so important for us at this moment. And yeah, I was telling for everyone that the world champs divide our season. And in my opinion, after that, we're gonna do way better. And we're doing, especially because we are playing with happiness. This is the most important part.
Good luck in the final.
Happiness for the teams that they have beaten. Let's just take a look at a few of the stats. They've beaten Emmanuel Ricardo. They have beaten Ivandro Pedro Solberg. They have now beaten Carambula and Ranghieri. And this is a very impressive Brazilian team indeed. Alison and Bruno Schmidt. Power play from start to finish. They are now looking like the #1 Brazilian duo, Dave.
Yeah, look at these stats. 6 aces to 0 they have, 2 to 1 in blocking. Very low on the service errors, both squads. But it was the small, broken plays that Brazil basically won every single time. They were consistent. They didn't give up plays. They played with focus, with tenacity, with patience, and they have all the components of a champion. That's why they won that world championship a week ago, and they are continuing that momentum right into here. I think for sure that they are the front runners in the final.
Well, the Italian team of Carambula and Ranghieri grow with confidence, but they've been outplayed by the Brazilians. Let's take a look at the best of the action from this second semi-final.
Take your time, you're not alone. Feel your sky. It doesn't mean anything.
Two brilliant semi-finals here at Centre Court in GSTAAD, Switzerland. The next match up here at the Swatch Beach Volleyball Major Series will be the battle for the bronze medal. And that will see, of course, Alexander Brouwer and Robert Moessen of Holland go up against Carambula and Ranghieri of Italy. Just before 2 p.m. Central European time, that match is scheduled to start. And the big finale of the day, when we will fill this 6,000 capacity GSTAAD Stadium, will Alison and Bruno, Oscar Schmidt, add their first major win of the season to their World Championship gold from just over a week ago? Or will the Latvians of Samilovs and Schmedins stop this Brazilian juggernaut in the last match of the competition? That's all we've got time for now. We'll be back this afternoon. From Nick Fellows and from the former Olympic champion Dane Blanton, thank you for your company. It's goodbye for now.